Spoilers for the second week of Young and the Restless hint for April 5 to 16 when Ashland Locke, Richard Bertie, returns to Genoa City. He engages in a contentious debate with a supposed enemy. Naturally, the Loch Ness Monster's desire for the truth pushes Michael Mealer's character, Kyle Abbott, to the breaking point. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will avenge someone he feels deserves it in the CBS serial drama. Will it be Chelsea Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, or Billy Boy Abbott, Jason Thompson? According to I&R teasers, Victor Newman will exact revenge on someone he feels has deceived him. Who exactly is he targeting, one wonders. When word spread of Adam Newman's incarceration, Billy Abbott tried to snatch Saxair's media away from Victor and Adam, Mark Grossman. Could the moustache conclude that Billy must pay for his actions? Victor might also attempt to hold Chelsea Newman accountable for Adam's setup. According to teasers for Young and the Restless, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, will soon find out Chelsea's secret. What is Nick going to do with the knowledge that she can move and speak? To everyone who would listen, he might spill the beans. Alternatively, he can choose to join Chelsea in permanently removing Adam from their lives. However, Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Nick will grapple with what he should do. He now understands that Faith Newman, Olivia Allen Lind, was saved by Adam. Will Chelsea's nefarious scheme on Young and the Restless be revealed to his father? Victor is undoubtedly prepared to get revenge on an unwary citizen of Genoa City in the near future. According to Young and the Restless spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks, Ashland Locke is returning to town with a purpose. Thus, he invites Kyle to lunch. However, Jack takes his position. But Jack leaves once his son interrupts the gathering. He is directly asked by Ashland if he had an affair with his wife. Naturally, Ashland has stunned him and forced him into a corner. The abbot here thus pretends that he didn't comprehend the query. But Ashland Locke is repeating himself. Will Kyle try to fake his way out of the conversation, or will the J-Bot executive come clean? Ashland probably already knows the answer. The young man then rushes to his father right away. Peter Bergman's character Jack Abbott is upset that his son arrived, due to Jack's contention that he ought to be the point of contact for the Young and the Restless meeting with Ashland. Nevertheless, Kyle preferred to deal with Ashland Locke alone. Thus, he and his father collaborated to find a strategy to counter Ashland's anger. According to Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack may be connected to this Ashland situation through Lauren Fenmore's Tracy Bregman. Terrible news. Is this the beginning of Ashland Locke's scheme to punish the man who had an affair with his wife? According to I&R spoilers, Nick will receive a warning from Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. What specifically has caused him to be at odds with the vibrant redhead? Chelsea recently spent time with Nick Newman. He has been to see his ex-girlfriend twice in the last few weeks. Is Phyllis upset about Young and the Restless because of this? Phyllis is still determined to get Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, out of town though. It's probable that Nick and Sally had a confrontation that aggravates Phyllis. The two people from Genoa City talking away would not make her pleased. In any case, Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that the couple will have an awkward conversation that ends with Nick Newman in the doghouse. Continue to watch this CBS soap drama as Ashland Locke makes the decision to hold his adversaries accountable. In the following 2 weeks, Genoa City will see a significant uptick in activity. As Genoa City turns into a battleground for corporate warfare, retaliation, and treachery, the upcoming 2 weeks of the Young and the Restless are sure to be nothing short of dramatic. Once feared for his cunning charm and brutal business operations, Ashland Locke is once again on the warpath. And this time, it's about his pride, his heart, and a deep-seated betrayal rather than contracts or corporate takeovers. Victor Newman, who has always been the patriarchal puppet master, concludes that no one can degrade a Newman and leaves unharmed. Genoa City is getting ready for a battle that will leave wounds much deeper than anybody could have imagined, as the boundaries between love, loyalty, and retaliation become increasingly hazy. For too long, Ashland Locke had been silent. After his demise at Newman Enterprises and his unsuccessful attempt to regain Victoria's trust, there were rumors that he had permanently left Genoa City. However, at the start of the first week, Ashland, who is colder, sharper, and more dangerous than ever, emerges from a sleek black automobile that drives into town. He is no longer the man who pleaded for forgiveness. He is a man with a purpose. Ashland immediately makes his way to the Grand Phoenix, where rumors of treachery have been rife. Ashland overhears a secret discussion that alters everything, confirming his greatest worry that the lady he trusted the most has been having an affair behind his back. According to spoilers that have been released, she believed she could outsmart me. Ashland whispers to himself, his tone composed but laced with anger. The Loch Ness Monster never cheats. One of the most terrifying confrontations The Young and the Restless has seen in years begins when the camera cuts to his hand, which is gripped and shaking, before he storms off. In the second part of the week, the shocking revelation takes place. Who is the cheater? It was none other than Audra Charles, the cunning, ambitious lady who had once pledged allegiance, but was actually seeing Tucker McCall, another influential figure in Genoa City. Audra is in the middle of a chat with Tucker when Ashland enters the Newman Media offices. She is laughing and holding his arm. The door opens with a bang. The laughter stops. The quiet is overwhelming. With a tone so silky it's terrifying, Ashland says, "Audra, am I disturbing something? Private?" Audra's face freezes, displaying a mixture of indignation and guilt. Ever the provocateur, Tucker grins. "Loyalty isn't exactly a Genoa City specialty, Ashland. You should know better than anyone else." However, Ashland remains unflinching. Rather, he takes a step closer, his gaze fixed on Audra. "You crawled into his bed after using me to improve your career. Audra, I gave you power. I gave everything to you. And you give me back this?" Papers flying, chairs toppling, and Audra's cold mask breaking under strain are all signs of the rapidly intensifying altercation. Nobody anticipates, however, that Ashland possesses receipts, which serve as evidence of their covert meetings, conversation records, and even proof that Audra assisted Tucker in swaying Newman Media contracts. Tucker's smile disappears when Ashland flings a pile of papers onto the desk. "Locke, do you think you can corner me?" Tucker loses his temper. In response, Ashland says, "I don't think, Tucker. I am aware." Through his faithful network of informants, Victor Newman learns of the upheaval while Ashland plans his retaliation. This time, however, the situation is more personal than anyone anticipated. Victor discovers that Tucker and Audra's plot was an indirect assault on Newman Enterprises as well as a betrayal of Ashland. Tucker had been prying into private business plans by leveraging Audra's access to Newman Media. Additionally, Ashland's rage can reveal Newman's inner flaws in addition to Audra and Tucker. How did Victor respond? Icy rage. Nikki discovers him in the study. At the Newman Ranch, drinking scotch and clenching his jaw. She gently warns, "You're considering doing something careless once more." Victor faces her with a chilly composure. "It's not careless when someone threatens my family, Nikki. Justice is served." Victor starts his own operation in week 2, not to keep Ashland safe but to take advantage of the instability. He makes covert contact with Ashland and proposes a truce. Victor says over the phone, "Let's move on from the past. You want to get even with Tucker? I am able to assist you. You are aware of my resources." Ever the strategist, Ashland is aware that he shouldn't put all his faith in Victor. "Victor, you can't accomplish anything without an angle. What do you stand to gain?" Victor smiles. "Mine tranquility. And perhaps some of my own retaliation." In the shadows, the odd coalition comes together. The two men start collaborating to weaken Tucker's social, legal, and financial clout in Genoa City. They begin by using corporate loopholes to freeze Tucker's overseas accounts, arranging board votes, and leaking negative information to the media. In the meantime, Tucker tries to draw Audra nearer as he feels the storm approaching. She's frightened though, because Ashland and Victor are now pursuing her after her manipulations were revealed. Audra's unraveling is the main focus of the upcoming episodes. She used to be the self-assured woman who could talk her way out of any predicament, but now she's in a tight spot. Her supporters turn against her. She loses credibility. Even the man who had flirted with her on the job, Kyle Abbott, keeps his distance. Audra confronts Victor in Newman Tower in a particularly poignant sequence, demanding to know why he is undermining her. Victor's response is scathing. Miss Charles, you erred in believing that we were playing chess. You were always the pawn. The last straw is delivered by Ashland, who openly reveals her treachery at a board meeting in Newman. He continues, "Let the record show that the woman who attempted to destroy me was under Tucker McCall's control." With her career in ashes and her alliances shattered, Audra rushes off, embarrassed and defeated. Tucker isn't one to go quietly, of course. He lashes out at Victor's empire in the cliffhanger of the second week. He releases an anonymous report that raises the possibility of a full federal inquiry into allegations of unethical behavior by Newman Enterprises during its most recent merger. There is anarchy when the story is revealed. The value of stocks declines. Newman Tower is crowded with reporters. Nikki insists on answers. Victoria and Nick are terrified. Victor, who is calculating rather than enraged, stands erect in the midst of it all. Let them look into it, he gently informs his family. We'll put up a show for them. After that, we'll permanently smash Tucker. Ashland starts feeling something unexpected, namely remorse, as Victor gets ready to launch his counterattack. Despite his cruelty, his rage over Audra's betrayal reopens old wounds regarding Victoria, his history, and his own transgressions. He meets Sharon at society in a peaceful moment, and she gives him compassion, which he hasn't received in a long time. Sharon tells him, "You can either start living again, or you can fight ghosts all your life." Ashland softens for a brief instant. However, Ashland must decide whether to continue on his path of revenge, or to let go after Victor's scheme intensifies. Redemption in Genoa City is never simple. Ashland stands outside Newman Tower at night, gazing up at the shimmering logo as the second week comes to a terrifying close. A final maneuver, he murmurs. "Then I'm finished." According to spoilers, Victor fabricates documents in an attempt to trick Tucker into falling into a legal trap. But if Devon is caught in the crossfire, the scheme can backfire. Victoria demonstrates once more why she is Victor's legitimate heir when she stands up to protect her family's legacy amid the corporate mayhem. In a startling turn of events, Ashland may literally or figuratively give his life to guarantee Tucker's demise and solidify his atonement. These 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless serve as a reminder to viewers that underlying the show's opulence, it is about human emotion, pride, love, envy, and forgiveness. Audra's collapse, Ashland's anguish, and Victor's retaliation are more than just plot points. They are representations of unbridled ambition and unhealed hearts. As Victor famously states, "You never show weakness in life or in business." However, in Genoa City, weakness, love, sorrow, conscience can sometimes make all the difference.